And we're live.
Hello.
Hey, everybody out there. I'm Kal-bardr. This is Ouyang.
Hi.
Okay. I always just remember which way to point when I'm pointing because it's always backwards from what I think it should be. Camera work is weird, man.
Yes. It would make sense if that screen was on that side that you're
right. I can't move you. So, all right. So we're gonna babble for a few minutes. We're gonna give about 5 minutes to get in. So it is 1 o'clock our time. Will be 1:05 while I get started. So I'm gonna put a comment up.
Thank you for joining us. We're super excited that you're here.
Bam, comment.
Hey.
That's such a neat feature. I love this program. I'm a super fan of this program.
For those of you who do not know, we are using StreamYard because it's fun up here. And it's a duck.
It's a duck. Yeah, their logo is a duck. So, and so I have a buddy of mine that does like he professionally does commercials and TV spots, things like that. Like he's super artsy, makes movies and things. So the other day I was like, Drew, I need some advice. I want to do more YouTube stuff. I wanted to start doing my classes, but like in a slightly more professional manner. Like he's like, all right, let me show you some things. So like he sent me an invite to this. He's like, here, look at this. I was like, this is amazing. So, and honestly, because it makes it easier to do stuff like this with and be able to teach classes and do collaborative things, and like the screen sharing is way cleaner than trying to do it in Zoom.
Oh God, yeah.
Like I watched Yazi's video, and Yazi did an amazing job with it, but like the transitions were just ugly because Zoom's not built for that. It's not what it's meant for.
I mean, it'll work, but it's not. Yeah, not the ideal.
All right, we have one person viewing. So, okay.
Hello, one person.
You there? Say hey in the comments. Let us know you're here.
Or be mysterious and lurk.
Right. Don't lurk. Tell us you're here. You're not going to get to watch me and Ouyang flail around playing Go because that's
it's going to be hilarious. No, so we're just both really new players, and Go is a game that takes a long time, or at least a lot of dedication and effort and investment of time to get really good at.
Right.
Neither of us have put in that time because we're really players. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, I got beat my first time by I was teaching Keith how to play, and she stalked me, and I was like,
so
I quit.
The first time that I had my wonderful set, and I took it to MGT this past September, and I had my salon set up, and food, and we played Go, and one of the folks who'd wandered in, and it was his first SCA event. That was his first event. He already knew how to play Go because he plays it just for fun, whatever, because it's a game that people play, and beat me soundly, and I fully expected it. It's just not a surprise at all. But it was really great because he was able to, for me and the other person that was there, give more insight into the moves we were making and whatnot. And some of the YouTube videos that I posted on the Facebook event, one of them I really like because it's an experienced player and a new player. And as they're playing, the experienced player is like, well, why did you make that move? And has him actually think through, well, this is what I was trying to do. Okay, well, let's test that theory, and kind of walks through the mindset of it. And I thought that's amazing. And this class is not going to have any of that because I just don't have that experience. This is going to be very, very basic, how to play. And then in the words of a wise man, go forth and study. Go learn more.
Get good, scrub. All right.
It is 1:05.
It's 1:04 my time.
Well, I'm sorry.
You're a minute in the future. Calm down.
Are we in the same time zone?
Yes, but clearly you're a minute ahead of me.
Clearly. Northern Alabama just moves a little bit faster than Southern Alabama. That's
just true. Overall, it's 2020 everywhere. It's 1940 down here. I don't know.
Oh, no. It's not that bad. Come on.
I can say that. I live here. All right. It is now 1:05. We'll do official introductions. So, hi, everybody. I am Lord Kalbardr from Osprey, on the southern coast of Meridies, companion of the Meridian Cross, companion of the Argent Lamp Osprey, Reaper. Woo! And this is.
Hi, I'm Ouyang Zhao. I am in Endonhania in Meridies, which is northern Alabama. I have other things that I don't remember all of. So.
Companion of the Meridian Cross, companion of the
No, I don't have a Meridian Cross. I
You
do not have a Meridian Cross. No, I am a companion of the Order of the Velvet Owl.
How did you skip Meridian Cross? That's impressive.
I do not have a Meridian Cross. I have the North Shield equivalent because I started playing in North Shield years ago.
Gotcha.
But no, I do not have a Meridian Cross. That's okay. It's okay.
We'll fix that. No, I'm fixing that. Hold on. Let me go right away.
Anyway, about lots of I don't know things that don't matter because we're talking about Go today.
Yay!
So thank you, I'm going to say your name wrong because I'm going to say your modern name, and I'm going to say
Okay, well, you can do it. Come on.
Kal-bardr.
There you go.
Hey. Thank you so much for holding this game symposium. It's going to be so much fun. I'm super excited for it. And thank you for letting me come and play. I am going to talk really briefly about the game of Go. I'm coming at it from a Chinese take, from the historical Chinese perspective. And in Chinese, it is Wei Qi. But I'm going to say Go because that's what most people know it as. Because it's just better known by that name. It is a territory control game played on a gridded board. This is a 9x9 board. This is a 13x13 board. Standard boards standard now boards are 19x19. So it's played on a gridded board, and you have stones. Total of 361 stones. They look like that. It's a white one. You have black stones and white stones. They are, I don't know if you can see that. There's a term, convex on both sides. You're supposed to sort of hold them like that when you pop them on the board, and they make a fun and satisfying sound when you do that. So it's often called the equivalent of like Western chess in East Asia. And it is and it isn't. So the stone, unlike Western chess, where the knight can only do these things and the rook can only do those things, there are no restrictions on the moves you can make with each stone. They can go anywhere. So the combination of where you can go is pretty much infinite. Whereas chess, there's a set number of the kinds of games you can play based on those move restrictions. During Tang Dynasty, which is the era that I am particularly interested in, your skill, because it is a game of strategy and skill in that sense, your ability to play Go was a measure of your sort of culturedness, your gentility. For both men and women. Other measures were music, painting, calligraphy, poetry, but Go was definitely one of them. And unlike other games, because Go takes, I say skill, but skill in the context of Chinese games means something else. It takes brains, it takes mental acumen to play Go. So it was set apart from games of chance, like double sixes or backgammon, or games of skill like pitch pot, which we'll be playing on Saturday, where you throw the arrows into the pot, where it's a physical skill as opposed to a mental skill. So this was one of the measures of gentility, whereas double sixes and pitch pot, that's a game, it's fun, nobody cares. Yeah, you can play that game. So being able to play Go and being able to play Go well made you a cooler noble than not. So the earliest reliable record we have of the game is from 548 BCE, which means that it is possibly the oldest game that has been continuously played, which is kind of awesome. Talked about the standard size Go, so like tournament Go, when you go on YouTube and you watch people play Go, is usually on a 19x19 grid. That grid size it's not always been 19x19 throughout history. So the earliest board that we have, which is a fragment from about like 150-ish BCE is 17 by 17. Um, so 2 more of those boards were found in other Eastern Han Dynasty tombs. We saw 15 by 15 boards in the Western Han Dynasty. And then the earliest 19 by 19 is from the late 6th century. So, and there's another one from earlier in the Tang Dynasty, from like the mid 7th century. So to play, and we're going to play here in a second. And then I'm showing the 9 by 9 size because this, if you're going to start playing, start on the 9 by 9. It's a smaller board, so the games are quicker, and you can kind of get the basic concepts down faster. I've put several links in the Facebook event to YouTube videos. The majority of them use a 9 by 9 to show different things. I'll also post a link to Board Game Arena, which is what we're using to play Go. There's also an app that you can get on. I have an Android. I think you can get it on both an Android and or I think you can also get it on iOS, where you can play Go against a computer on your phone. Like I said, to get really good at it, it takes time to build that skill. Same thing with chess, or other games that are strategy based in that sense. So we take turns playing, and the biggest thing for me to have to kind of wrap my head around, and I'm still working on it, is that unlike chess or checkers, you're not concerned with the squares, you're concerned with the intersections. So when you place a stone, you want to make sure that that stone has what they call liberties. And basically, so if I place a stone here in the middle, whoop, I can't hold it there. That stone has 4 liberties. It has 4 lines coming off of it. A stone on the side has fewer liberties. It only has 3. So you kind of think about those liberties as supply routes. And so long as it has at least one, it's alive. As soon as that supply route gets cut off, it's dead. You don't get points for the number of stones you place on the board. You get points for the number of intersections that you control or that you've surrounded by your stones. In the Japanese scoring, you get points for the number of stones that you capture, and that's if you surround your opponent's stones. I am not an expert on Go. I kind of know how to play it. So, like I said, I'm a new player. So yeah, I think the rest is just best explained actually playing it. So I'm gonna set my physical board down, and we're gonna play the online one on Board Game Arena. So yeah, I'm gonna welcome. I'm gonna say his name. Kal-bardr. Keep wanting to say your modern name. Hi, come back. Play games with me.
I'm here.
Hey.
Right. You want to get the game going? I'll share your
I
screen.
shared my screen.
Yep.
But let me get that.
Yeah. There you go.
So like I said, we're using Board Game Arena, which you can, join friends and play just with people that you know, or you can play with random people. And we selected the board size and all that jazz. Oh, one thing I will say, black always goes first. Black is, and usually the weaker player chooses black. If the players are of equal skill, they'll do a thing, and I don't know if this is a period practice or not, where someone will grab a bunch of stones out of the bag, and the other person will say, even or odd, and then they'll place them on the board, and that's how they decide who gets to go first. There's also, because black always goes first, white gets what's called a komi, which is a number of points automatically added to their score because it is not advantageous to go second. So, all right. You can see this here.
Just like not even all the planning we did, I'm still ended up going first somehow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever, it's fine.
It doesn't matter.
I'll try to do worse for you. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna go here.
All right.
So we are placing stones in an effort to sort of carve up the board and give our territory. I do want to point out that the only connections that matter are vertical and horizontal. So,
or orthogonal, as they're called.
yes, thank you, orthogonal. Kal-bardr has put these two stones right next to each other. They're connected, so they share supply lines. If I place a stone here, which is diagonal to the first stone I placed, they're not connected because you cannot connect on a diagonal. It doesn't exist. Again, it's one of those, like, think about them as intersections, not squares, kind of paradigm shifts. So let's see here. I'm going to go.
Hey, Ouyang, hit the hide button on that bottom thing at the.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's driving me nutter butters. Thank you.
It's okay.
The IT in me was going, click the thing. I see what you did there.
I mean, I don't know. I'm glad you saw it because I'm just playing. Oh, and I got 5 points for the. That's the thing. Okay, so you are trying to presumably block me off here so that I cannot keep carving this up. So he wants to bend his territory this way. So if you kind of think about it as, invisible lines running to the edge of the board, I was trying to cut him off with one lot more. So come back this way. Now, if he were to come here, he would put me in what's called Atari, because he would be in a position where he could capture my stone and take it away from me, and then obviously get a firm control on that one intersection. It's a lot of investment for 1 point. So I am going to do that. There it goes. And that will prevent him from even thinking about doing that.
I did. I thought about it too.
We're slowly getting better through Herman's practice. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah. I would normally, I guess, explain more about what I'm doing. So I went up
here.
Yeah, I made this move as opposed to coming down below, because if I came, either one would work, and this would have connected me up to these stones. And either way, he could have put, Kal-bardr could have put me in a
Kal. Go with Kal. It works.
Thank you. So much better. My brain can handle Kal. So, sorry. So yeah. Let's see here.
Instead of the person with the Asian persona is the one butchering names today.
It's terrible. Oh, I don't have a persona. But anyway, so okay, so this group of stones only has three liberties. It has this one, and this one. So because I lost this one. Now, given Kal's stone up here only has 2 liberties.
Correct.
So I'm gonna, but if I put up here, I'm not actually connected, because remember, we're not connected on diagonals, but it definitely, I don't know what the best move is. I know, right? It's rough. Let's see.
Okay, so unlike here, let me pop this question up. So unlike Othello, which really very strong resemblance, capturing works differently. Do you want to handle that question, or should I?
I've not played Othello, so I don't know. So you know what? How about we capture a stone and show what that looks like?
Sure. I will leave mine there to be captured. How about that?
At E9? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Let me eat it up. All right. So I'm going to capture this one, which normally I would need to do all the way around, but because it's on the edge, I'm basically just choking off its liberty. Oh, nope. Not what I wanted to do.
Nope. Yeah, there you go.
So I have captured it. And were we doing Japanese scoring, I would get a point for that, but I'm not. But I do get that point for that intersection there, which we don't tally until the end. But
you think you get that point for the intersection. Moo ha ha ha.
Yeah. So I've Cal, have you played Othello? Do you know?
I've not. I'm gonna look that up. I know what Othello looks like, but I've never actually played it.
Okay.
Give me a second. I will research that. Because yeah, Othello Reversi, the same thing. All right, so I'm gonna do a thing.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right, so this is one of those sort of weird rules. Looking at E9. If you want to highlight E9 for me on your screen.
E9.
All right, so ordinarily I could not place there because it is a dead square to me. But because the placing there will free up a square.
Ah, right.
Bam.
Captured there. Yep.
Yep. Now, one of the special rules is you cannot do the same move 2 times in a row. So I took that piece out of her. She cannot then place it back, even though it would accomplish the same task.
Who are you talking to?
There has to be a gap between the two.
Yep.
So that's one of those weird, like, sort of special rules there.
Yeah. Well, and it makes sense because otherwise you would just get stuck in a loop.
Right.
But I'm not even gonna mess with it. So we're gonna do that. And what that does is that connects all of my stones that are currently on the board together into one joint thing, so that they are all alive so long as, you know, one has a liberty. So there's a thing called making eyes, where we'll get closer to the edge of the board and we'll make an eye. But I first want to do this. So for a group of stones to be considered to be completely, oh, you're running away from me. Haha. So we're going to do. So now this group of stones these 2 stones only have 1 liberty right there. And he's going to keep running. It's not going to do you any good, buddy.
All right. Well, got to keep running.
You don't have to keep running. You could just.
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
You see something I don't see? Okay, well now you've got more room because I'm not here.
Right.
If a group of stones has, I think, 2 eyes, 2 different eyes, then it's considered alive and not killable, basically.
Correct, because you would be putting yourself into a hole,
right,
and not creating a hole at the same time.
Right,
yeah.
But I want to show if we can show what an eye looks like. If we can, not a push. If we can.
Yeah, I can build one. I got it. Just leave that side of the board alone.
Nope. Oh, I mean, you're making an eye. Sure, yeah, I'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
This other bit's mine, though. I'll let you make an. Oh man. Okay, but see here, and this when you talk to more experienced, or we watch more experienced Go players play, they wouldn't necessarily play this all out because they know, well, no, just eventually it's not going to work. You know.
Yeah, I think you've got that section because I can't.
So these would be considered when we get to scoring. These would be considered dead stones, basically, because they're not doing anything. They're not serving any purpose. So, get them out of the way.
Yeah, I can still get out of it, but barely. All right, I'll let you have that side.
Thank you. Make your eye.
Well, I messed it up, but it's fine.
You're going to be close enough to it. Normally, an eye would be right on the edge of the board. So, like this sort of C shape that Cal's making, pushed in one, and that would be considered an eye. So he's basically gonna, no matter what I do to this, I could cut off all of his other supply lines. But as long as he has 2, 1 eye doesn't count. He has to have 2 to be considered independently alive. So
yeah, I'll fix it in just a second.
You're fine.
I'll fix it. I'm sorry, y'all. I did it bad.
What do you even do? Lord. Okay. So we're going to do that. Dog seems to be connected. We're chasing each other down here. Dang it! Ah, so Kal has blocked me from making an eye by playing here. Yep. You saw. Oh man. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, capturing freeze the square instead of flipping control.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, so yeah, the reverse here Othello is the pieces never leave the board; they just change teams essentially.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, because you, like I said, you don't get points for the intersections that your stones are on.
Right.
You get points for the empty intersections that you are surrounding.
Right. So, like right now, if we were to stop right now and score, I have H9, J9, J8, H8, G8 is controlled by me. Those would be points for me.
But see, like A through C7, these three stones right here are dead stones. Right. So I don't get points for them, but I also don't get points for those intersections, I don't believe, because there are stones on them.
Correct.
So putting those stones there means that I got these stones away from Kal, but it costs me those points. Right. So it's a bunch of give and take. Okay. But then I would get all of this lovely down here, provided that Kal doesn't come invade. And there's absolutely nothing that stops him from placing a stone in here, other than I'm right here. So, and he knows I'm gonna get salty about it. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
This is one of the things I like about this is the openness, so you can really place anywhere. There's no restrictions on placement.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't have to be, so far away from one of your other stones. Right. I mean, there's absolutely nothing that stops me from placing a stone in here other than it doesn't do me any good.
It does take points away from me.
I mean, that's the only thing it does do. But it's also it does take points away from you.
Yeah. Because you either have to leave it there and lose points for it, or I have to then push other stones around it to capture it, which then has me losing more points.
Exactly. So let's see here.
Get out of there. Go elsewhere. Go elsewhere.
We're doing this. We're doing it. Yeah, we're doing that.
Go elsewhere.
I love that the big red tells me it's not your turn.
Let's see here.
Okay, so this is interesting. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it will actually let me play here, because technically that's a suicide. I can't, that's, I can't play that. I'm going to just show, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, it did. Let me do it.
Oh, because the bottom one cleared. Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't let me, like if we were in a different spot of the map, I guess it wouldn't have let me do that. Yeah.
You cheater.
I'm not a cheater. Like, let me do it. It's not cheating in Scrabble if the automatic dictionary thinks it's a word.
That's true. No, that's right. That's right. All right, let's go do a thing. Invasion!
So you have 3 liberties here.
Correct.
So I'm going to go like that.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Remember that thing about wasting stones to prevent we talked about? Okay, so see here. So the next move for Kal would be to place here in order to threaten these stones from me and actually carve out a bit of territory from me. And I'm not going to let that happen. So rather than play here or play here, I'm going to go there. and prevent him from doing that.
Okay, what's an otter fact?
Isaac, you need to take your tablet to the other room, please.
Tiny.
I need you to take your tablet to the other room, please.
I need to play.
Oh, children are fun.
Children are fun. So this gets interesting.
So the cool thing is, so both my sets there have that back liberty and a 1 open. So they're impossible to capture without dropping 1 in there, which would then suicide you. So I've got that fairly well controlled in that corner.
Yeah. That's your 9-man Morris coming out right there.
Yeah, you like that?
Game that I'm also terrible at.
Speaking of Saturday, I want to throw that up on the game. I think I'm going to throw that up on the symposium.
Yeah.
Because it's also in Board Game Arena. So.
Hey. Oh, is it? That's awesome. I am terrible at that game. So bad. Yeah, we're going to go there.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, I had to remember that I had this row up here. Yep. Like I was so hyper focused on this little area. I got the whole row right. Those are mine too.
I have plenty of room to move here.
Well, no, not that, but I can use that. Like you can't play here, or you could, but why? Like it's, yeah. Oh, gracious me. Will it let me play here?
You can give it a shot.
Yep.
Yep. Oh yeah, because you got the bottom 2 bottoms out. Yep. This is why I'm bad at this game, because it's like I think I understand a thing, and then it just does that.
Well, because I was remembering the whole like, wait, no, but that would remove
yeah
things, and so no, I would have liberties. So watch as two new Go players struggle to understand how things work.
It's like the real world.
The computer setup is so great because it will tell you if the move is illegal, and it will tell you, it automatically tallies for you. So it's really helpful just growing out. And with the app, you can do the whole like show me a hint thing, and it'll suggest a move to you and be like, well, try this, and it's usually like the best move. So, okay. So you have prevented me by putting this here from getting an eye.
Correct.
So, because even if I put a stone here, I can't capture you unless I put also a stone here. So I cannot make an eye there anymore. So that's a thing that exists. You're gonna beat me again, aren't you?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see here.
Although this game will be closer than the last one since we're using the Chinese counting, not the Japanese counting.
Oh yeah, because you got all the points. The last time we played, we had it on the Japanese setting, which means that Cal got all the points for all the stones he took from me. Although I have taken several stones from you this game.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Okay, I'm going to do that. Let's go, otter friends.
That's not good.
I know it was. I'm fully aware that your game said that. Oh, out. Nope. No, sir. Nope.
What?
Nope. You may not.
What are you talking about? All right, so that's contested squares. We're good there. You've solidly got that. I will do that.
Why?
Just to make you lose a point.
Why?
There you go.
So the way the game ends is when there are absolutely no more moves left to be played, or basically you have 2 passes in a row. So you just agree, yeah, no, we're done. So let's see here. What are you doing?
So there's actually another version of your eye there.
Yep, because Kal cannot play in here because if he does, it's an automatic. I get his stone, so the computer won't let him play in there. So yeah, that is an eye, and actually, I have 2 eyes with that move. I have 2 eyes. This entire block of stones cannot die.
Yep.
So
I only know actually the grown-up Scrabble, but I don't know how to play the kids Scrabble.
Okay, well, we're not playing Scrabble, buddy, so it's okay.
So why are you saying Scrabble?
Because I was making a joke. That was a while ago, though.
Took it a second to sink in.
Apparently.
Rude.
I did that because right then I only had 1 point, but by taking those 2 stones, I actually got another point because I freed up 2 liberties.
You think you're going to keep those 2 points? You're funny, but
I mean, I don't know. I will lose them somewhere else because you're not terrible. You're really good at Go compared to me. Does not take much. What? Why? No. Okay, but that's only 1 eye, so I can still kill this.
This game is dumb. You pointed out. Okay, so you're gonna drop a stone in the middle. I'm gonna lose those 2. So to prevent that, oh, I can't. Oh, I can't even place there.
In the middle?
Yeah, because it's self-capture. Yeah.
Self-capture. I don't know if I can place there. I'm gonna try and see what happens. But I don't
know. Because E3 and D2 will pick up. And which then gives you liberties. And actually, I actually know it's going to cut off my that 3, the C4 3 D4. It's going to cut that whole section out.
Well,
which will actually allow placement, but
we'll see if it'll let me.
Yeah.
But you got to go.
I'm working on it.
What? Why?
You'll see. I have a plan.
Are you going to take my cornerstone? You can't do that. Huh?
What?
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 I don't know.
Can't go there. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. I wonder. Yeah, okay, that's right. Because you're not connected in the diagonal. That's right. To remind myself of rules. Okay, so this, I no longer had those 2 points, as Kal predicted, because he stole them from. Yeah, no, I'm bad at this. You don't have to gloat. It's a very important distinction between being able to do something and being able to do something well.
It's true.
I know how to do it. I'm just not good. Okay. All right. Actually, what I think I'm going to do
Okay. So I can't place A8 because you just took that. Oh, let's see here.
Where did you go? I didn't even see that. Where did
C3? It's lit up.
Oh, I get it. Okay. It's hard to see the red. It's such a dark red. It's hard to it's around the black. Okay. Why did you do You're just making me use moves. Chopping up my territory.
Surprise! Oh, swipes.
Come on, Ouyang, what you got?
Not a lot.
So it did reduce my points. So
It
good.
did, didn't it?
We're nearing the end, folks.
We really are.
This is both exciting and like watching paint dry at the same time. You know.
Two not quite middle-aged people playing.
I appreciate the not quite middle-aged on that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't consider 30 middle-aged.
I don't either. I just had a birthday too, and it hurt.
Hey, congrats though.
I was older than I thought I was. I heard the number. Wow, that's painful. I don't like it.
See, that's the thing is I'm looking at these places and it's like, yeah, I could like because this okay, so J1 for example, neither of us controls that.
Right.
Neither of us. So
no, you do. You have control of that.
You have control of that? Oh, I guess yeah.
Yeah, but Lord, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. What's another example?
A3 is one that we're neither of us control. Yeah, right there as well.
Yeah,
yep.
A3, neither of us controls that.
Yep.
And it would take a lot of work to control it.
Right.
So
you'd end up placing a stone there as opposed to
the trade-off would be, yeah, I could do that.
I wouldn't think you should.
I mean, I could though, because you can't place here because that cuts off your 2 stones. You can't.
Correct.
Place. So, and I actually get a point trade-off there. So. Because that gives me three things. Oh, what are you doing? What are you? Did you set that up all on the slide and I didn't even notice it? Because
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I am not a Trixie Norseman. Nope, not me. Something about don't get involved in land wars in Asia. I don't know.
I mean, sure. I'm not a Go player. I will say it all day long. Not good at this game. Okay, so if you could do it again, I don't think you can. Because you're not, you could go here, but that's not going to get you anything.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're done on that run. You did get yourself 2 little points there, though. Congratulations on your 2 little points.
It's done.
I think it's saying that I have 2 stones left. I'm trying to remember what that is. Okay.
Yep.
How do you have 19 stones left?
Because you've captured a lot of mine. And it just kicks back to me, I guess. I don't know.
No, I don't think it does because that's what the 23 is.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. The number of stones, I never could figure out why certain numbers of stones mattered.
Yeah. And the number of stones that you, I mean, I just have enough stones to play Go, like physical stones. But obviously you use more stones on a 13 by 13 or a 19 by 19 board than you do on a 9 by 9. So
All right, I think I'm gonna.
You passed. Okay, well.
Because there is, from what I'm seeing, yeah, there was no other good advantageous spot for me to place.
Okay.
And I think I'm in the same spot. So
I think I am also now in that spot, but I
yeah, if I look at A2, B2, or B1, C1.
I mean, you could go there, but
it's just going to end up giving you more stones. It's not going to do me any good.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
I mean, I have one stone. So I mean, honestly, like you could do that, and then I would have to play. I could play a stone there to eat your stone up, but sure. Okay, but then I'm out of stones, presumably. Yeah.
Right. So theoretically, I have stones to play now. So as long as I can fill holes. So let's figure out.
I can't play. So you have one more turn, and then I have to pass.
Right, but then we have to pass consecutively, so I get to keep playing, right?
Yes, I mean,
as long as I can physically play, which I don't think I can.
Disagree that the game is over.
Well, actually, I can't place anything that would be advantageous because everything you've got controlled, you have controlled solidly with no extra routes. That was the last spot, actually. So yeah,
I'm
out.
So what I'm going to do is I am also going to pass, and it's going to say, "Are you sure you want to pass?" Yes, I'm sure. Pass. And so now we have to designate, or Kal is going to designate dead stones. So these are stones that, hold on, let me actually look up the definition of a dead stone.
So like the one you just captured of mine would have been considered a dead stone. I don't think we have any dead stones left.
No, I think A1 is dead. It's not connected to anything else. So dead stones are stones that don't have the slightest chance of escaping from enemy territory. Both players, like they may have liberties, but
right. But that's enemy territory. You're not in enemy territory. A1 is not in enemy territory, or A9 rather.
I'm also not connected to anything though.
Right. So, but it has liberties, and it's not surrounded by me.
Okay, that's fair.
That would be why I would say so. So like if you had one, for instance, on J6.
J6. Okay. Yeah.
That would be considered a dead stone for you if it was on J6.
Okay.
Because even though it has a liberty, it's behind my line.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no dead stones.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to agree that there are no dead stones. And then it's going to all the squares that you were there and now gone. Or here, here. Oh, no. I won a game!
You did. I'm so proud of you.
Board Game Arena loves giving you trophies. So all of these little squares that you see, those are the intersections that count for the given color. And like we said before, this was neutral territory. Nobody controlled that. So you can see how all of that, how all of the territory lines were drawn there. So yeah.
And it did give you points for captured tones.
Huh?
I said it did give you points for captured tones as well.
It did?
Yeah. I think it's 58. Which that's
even if it hadn't though, I think I have more territory than you do.
You did. Well, no, and you should get the points for that because ordinarily they're actually counted as negative points for me, which is easier to count them as positive points for you in a counting situation, in my opinion. So the ones I've noticed is it'll take them to actually fill in the squares on the board as negative points, and then you just count whatever's left over as your score.
Right.
That's a faster way, in my opinion, to count, which I'm sure probably what it's doing. I mean, it's a computer, so it doesn't need to do that. But
it's doing math because it's a computer and it can do math.
Right.
So yeah. So we have 10 minutes until the end of class. Does anybody have any questions? Any thoughts? I'm going to real quick find. I don't know where my phone is. I think it's in the other room. That app that I can post on the Facebook event. Yeah, it's just called Go Free. And I don't know. I'm sure that there's probably an Apple equivalent. Kal, do you have an iPhone or do you have a?
I do have an iPhone. Hold on, I'll search for that.
See if there's an app, a free one, preferably that people can. I know there's a Windows like application that you can
There
get.
are 2 different free ones. Just search Go in the App Store, and they'll pop up. Yep.
There you go. Yeah. How does it feel to have bragged too early, Cal? In Cal's defense, when we played earlier, he did beat me soundly. Like, it was not even a con. Like, I just, yeah.
I didn't want to make you look bad in your own class. Oh,
Don't even be like that.
Oh, all right.
I was prepared to, so.
Any closing comments from you? Closing thoughts?
Yeah, Go is fun. Like I said, I am by no means an expert. I'm sure that I could have done a lot better in that game, even though it did turn out for the best for me. It's a really great game. It's, again, one of, if not the oldest, one of the oldest games that has been continuously played throughout human civilization and our history. So highly encourage you to check it out. It's a lot of fun. It is a brain teaser in a lot of ways, which is cool. So yeah, I almost if I have a tent set up, like a pavilion set up in an event, I try to have my Go board with me. It is a little, I mean, it's not, light. It's to carry around. You gotta have a box. So it's not like, and I say that because it's not like the 9-man Moors or which are the rolls of leather. You can just boop out and here's stones. It's a little bit more than that. But I do always try to have it with me. So when we go to events again, if you like
in the year 2030.
No, don't say that. Bug me and say, hey, Ouyang, I want to beat you at Go. And I'll be like, cool, let's do it. You can totally beat me at Go. Because I have small kids, not enough time to practice. So anyway, but like I said, there's a big difference between knowing how to do something and being skilled at it. So even if you don't intend to put all the time and effort into getting really good at it, still play. It's fun. So yeah.
Yeah, and so coming up we have.
Susan, yes, you can play the computer. I don't know if you can do it on Board Game Arena. You can do it on the apps and whatnot, though. So yes, that's possible. Not necessarily through this, but through other means. So yeah.
And it does have some tutorial stuff in there as well. It doesn't actually have a tutorial, but it does have like rules, and it will show you things and won't let you do illegal stuff. So that helps out.
You can play strangers too if you really want to.
Yep. I actually enjoy it. I had fun earlier playing French Terror. That was actually a lot of just random people. And it was like they were like trash talking in different languages, even in the chat. That was kind of fun. So I assume, and some of it was French, oddly enough. So, anyways. So coming up, you have another class tomorrow. You're doing. I'm calling it a class. It's a drinking game.
So the same handout that I have for this class for Go is part of a larger handout on Tang Dynasty games. So in that handout are Go, double sixes, which is like backgammon, pitch pot, and what's called the wine rules or goblet authority, in which Cal has in here as Analects. So on Saturday night, we are doing Analects, which is wine rules, which is basically a card game, kind of, that involves drinking and poetry. It's drinking and poetry, which pretty much sums up the Tang Dynasty.
That's right. Two of my favorite things. I like it.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. That is Garb optional if you would like to join us. That will be probably done via Zoom. So we can see everybody.
And we will not be recording it, so don't be
recording.
Drinking.
Yeah. Well, we will try to be on our best behavior, including drinking. Okay. So, and then Sunday afternoon, I think it's at 1
o'clock. Yeah.
We're going to play Pitch Pot, which is a game of skill in the sense of physical skill, where you literally are throwing arrows into a wine pot because Tang Dynasty. But I have stuff. We're going to go to my backyard, and hopefully it won't be raining, and throw arrows at stuff. It's going to be.
Because what else do you need in life?
There's technically drinking involved in that one too. Because when you lose, you have to drink. So it's like wine plus lawn darts.
What could go wrong?
Anyway, I hope you join us for that and all of the other awesome games that are happening during the symposium. Thank you again, Cal, for being on and organizing this. It's been a lot of fun.
Sure thing. Thanks everybody for joining us. This has been Kalbardr and Ouyang in Kalbardr's Corner. Have a great day, guys.